anger is often the visible emotion that is masking fear. So a lot of times when we get angry about a situation, what we're trying to hide is fear, or we're using anger as a way to not show our fear.
I don't think it's done purposefully. I think that most people are more comfortable with anger than showing how they truly feel. So if now we're speaking and you ask me a question that makes me feel insecure, let's say about my knowledge on the topic, right? I don't want that to come across, so I might fight back harder. Like, well, what do you think it's about then? Right? Like, it's an angry reaction, but beneath it is like, oh shit, like, you know, I'm scared that I'm going to get called out. That's my particular thing, right? And you can relate it back to when I was a kid, and I have a very intelligent brother, right? So my intelligent brother was consistently, you know, shooting me down, calling me retard every single day, like, you know, saying,
Calling you stupid.
Yeah, how long did you take to finish that paper? Well, I walked out of it early, that kind of stuff, right? So all the growing up that I did with my brother made me very insecure about my intelligence, right? So the fear of looking stupid sometimes gets covered up by anger, right? It fights so that it doesn't have to show the fear that's actually beneath it, right? And there's so many different things that people can be afraid of based on the background that they have, based on what they've been through, experiences that they've had, right? People are scared of being not enough, right? Like, I don't want you to suddenly realize that I'm not a good enough partner for you, right? And that you could do better than me, right? Because now you're calling me out on, let's just say, the washing or something like that. So instead of me showing that, I just get pissed off in your face. Well, why don't you do the washing then? You think it's so easy to do the washing? You do the washing. So it's anger covering, I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm not enough. Right? And then the list of fears can go on and on and on and on, because there's upteen things that people are afraid of.
Yeah, inadequacy is definitely mine. Probably the theme that came up the most that has come up the most in therapy over the years is that, especially when I'm not feeling so confident with what's going on in life right now.
Yeah. So you have a schema which is a belief or pattern of belief or expectations about yourself and the world around you and other people who are involved in it that revolves around, there's something wrong with me. I'm not quite enough, right? I'm inadequate.
And because of that, I'm not worthy of blah, 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 blah.
But that doesn't like to be seen. So you will definitely try to cover it up with an angry or bigger response.
I would love to get to some of the other kind of common things that we're fearful of. But since we're here, why do you think we are more comfortable with anger? Is it just that we're not exposed to exploring the other emotions when we're growing up?
No, I think anger is big. Anger doesn't make you feel as though you're going to be eaten up or you're going to be smashed down. Anger makes you feel like I'm fine.
Anger
nothing's
feels strong.
Yeah, it feels big and it feels
You can't
strong.
touch me.
It feels,
It feels
my shield.
It's protective. Yeah.
Yeah. So people are much more comfortable with showing that than looking weak or looking vulnerable or looking emotional. Anger is something that oftentimes is even respected in cultures as well. So that's much more comfortable because it feels brave and it feels big. Feels strong.
It's such a good framing for it. Bringing it back to men again, communicating the value of vulnerability is very difficult to do. And I think this might be a strong angle in that. In fact, the thing that is harder to do, that requires more bravery than you showing your anger, is us figuring out how you can be honest about how you really feel.
If you put it into a metaphor, which feels easier, right? Going against another person who has weapons and you're weaponed up, like you have a shield, you have this laser, you have like this head armor, right? And you're huge, or you have nothing. You put everything down and then you're just there like this with nothing on you, which feels easier. Like definitely the first, right? It feels much easier to go against another person like that. But the harder thing to do is to go with nothing. I don't need any of that.
Yeah,
I trust in this and I don't need any of this stuff.
How do you trust in that?
Well, I don't think that you should trust people blindly. It doesn't make sense to walk into a situation with a person you don't know and be your most vulnerable self.
Yeah, this automatic response of defending yourself is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yes. But with your partner, if you've really worked on things, then there could be a day where you can say, okay, I'm scared of doing this, but I'm going to put it all down. Let's try to do this without the weapons. And then you start speaking. And then as you start speaking, maybe someone goes and like kind of like picks up one of them. And then the other person's obviously going to do the same, too, right? Yeah. But whoa, shall we keep trying? Right? So it's kind of that metaphor explains how you could do it in a relationship. But no, it doesn't make sense to go into somebody you don't know and be completely emotionally vulnerable.
I think that's really good nuance, right? Because it's not like, it's not like we need to show that side of ourselves to everybody. But it still doesn't necessarily mean you need to go with anger.
It means you don't need to go in and be like, what? Like that, right? You want to go in and be like, okay, like I'm not being an idiot.
Yeah, you have your armor on, but you're not threatening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to let that person's anything affect you too much either because you don't know that person yet, right? They haven't earned that type of privilege.
I also think the other thing that can be quite nice is when you don't need external armor for things because you have internal armor, right? Essentially, whatever you say cannot hurt me, even if I don't weaponize anything against you. So I'm completely calm and completely open. I don't need to attack you. I don't need to defend. I just allow, but nothing penetrates unless I allow it to.
I think when we argue, your weapons hurt me more than my weapons hurt you. I think in the moment, it's hurtful for both people, but after, I think I stay injured longer. Like the things like affect me more. Do you think it comes down to self-esteem? Do you think it comes down to this armor that you're talking about? Or is there like a script that you run in your head about like whatever he thinks, sure, like I might consider it, but I know me.
I think it's a bit about that. I think that there are certain things you could say that would hurt me more because I'm not as secure or sure in myself.
It's basically whatever your brother used to make fun of you for. Just
if you just see my brother, which is actually very true. For example, if like Faye's husband Steve, right? Let's name names. Is that okay or no? Okay, erase. Okay, because he has a way of treating me like he's my brother. Like we have that kind of relationship, right? And he just comes and he makes fun of me about the silliest of things, like, what, you can't find your car now? What, we're not gonna be able to like get home tonight? You want to give us a ride, but you can't even freaking find your car? And I literally feel like I'm crumbling, like I'm gonna cry. I'm really upset, and it's so crazy because it's nothing big, and if someone else said I don't know what to me, nothing would affect me. But because it reminds me of my brother, I crumble.
And you're
so
also
easily.
very close. Like you're very close to your brother, and you're very close to Steve.
Yeah.
And so, like in the trusting relationship, you can still treat me like that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it does. But yes, I do think with some other things, I'm just very certain and sure about other things. And so if you try and attack me on those things, it doesn't really bother me because I feel quite certain about those things.
Is there a segue here to self-esteem that's worth exploring?
Yeah, I think self-esteem is knowing yourself very well and not in a rose-tinted glass kind of way, in a very realistic way. If you can't tell me all the things that you're still working on that you're not good at, then you don't have good self-esteem because you can't even speak about the things that you're not good at. If you can't tell me things that you know you'll never be good at, it's just not your forte, you probably also don't have the best self-esteem because you can't look at yourself realistically. And also, if you don't know the best things about yourself and the strengths or the things that bring you energy, the things that are natural to you, you probably also don't know yourself that well, and therefore you won't have that healthy of self-esteem yet.
I definitely fall into category 3 when I'm not doing so well, which is it's very easy for me to identify all of the things that I'm working on that I'm not so good at. I can go on for days about those things. But to identify the things that I'm good at, that I'm strong at, the value that I bring, what people appreciate me for, that sort of thing. Every time I've done one of those strengths finders type things, it's a very difficult process for me, especially when I'm in a phase in life where I'm doing those types of things, which means like things aren't going so well. But I find I vary quite a lot that when things have clicked into gear and things are good with you and good with the family and we're in a good groove with the kids and we're spending enough time with the family and things are going well at work and there's a good team and we're seeing our friends a lot and we're sleeping well and living healthy, when everything just clicks into gear for that couple of months,
then you can.
I think, yeah, then I can describe it and I can feel confident in it. But you know, you only get like a couple of phases per year like that, right? So I feel like actually it's like I can hold on to it, which obviously means I don't have like, it's like I have insecure self-esteem. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
Aww. We'll get him feeling more secure.